Hey guys, Elite Clinical Research Group here. Today we're going to be talking about why you need to be patient to be a CRA. Hey guys, so I know and understand that a lot of you guys want to become CRAs, but number one, you're not ready if you're new to the industry. It doesn't matter how many degrees, it doesn't matter if you have a PhD, a master's, an MD, it does not matter. You are not ready to be a CRA. And that's because you know nothing about the industry. You may think you know by looking up on Google. You think you may know a little bit of here, a little bit there. You may think that you have a really strong work ethic, and that's enough for you to understand the job, make up for lost time in a way, and understand the job better than anybody else. But I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. It's a new industry. You've got to humble yourself and start from the bottom, like everybody else. It's easy to think that because there's an immense shortage of CRAs in the industry, I've seen some estimates at over 10,000 job openings for CRAs across the industry, that you can just apply for the job and they'll hire you. Well, that's simply not the case. And you may think that because you have a background in bench science, or or you are a medical doctor, or you went to med school, or something like that, or you majored in science, that you'd be able to just pick up and become a CRA. Well, nothing is further from the truth than that. You're simply not ready. You don't know how to monitor. You don't know how to file TMF. You don't know how to do site feasibility. These are things that you have to know in order to be a CRA. You've got to understand what regulatory documents are. You've got to understand all the documents and procedures that take place on the clinical research side of things before you can be a CRA. I've been in the industry for about a year, and I still don't feel ready to be a CRA because there's just so much to learn in the industry. And you'll see that once you get your first year under the belt in the clinical research industry. If you somehow lie your way on your resume into getting a CRA job, you're going to be struggling to know what you're doing, because you literally have no idea what you're doing, and that is just a bad mistake. It's a very important job. People might die because of that. So I would definitely not recommend doing that. I recommend being humbling yourself, learning as much as you can from the bottom up. And I know that's time consuming and people don't necessarily want to do that. That's not the sexy answer, but I strongly recommend doing that, starting from the bottom up, getting that strong foundation of clinical research knowledge, and working your way up to becoming a CRA. It really doesn't take much time. I'd say about 2 years. Most people will say 2 years. Most recruiters will hire you 2 years from a job in clinical research to becoming a CRA. And I think that's a good amount of time for that to happen. Maybe a year and a half if you're really, really good. But it's not easy work, and it's going to take patience to get there. And believe me, it'll be much better in the long run for you to take your time and build that strong clinical research foundation. Understand the concepts involved. Don't just memorize the facts, but understand the concepts involved in clinical research, and you'll have a much more successful career. You'll make a lot more money. Believe me, you'll make a lot more money doing that than just taking the shortcut. And I know that's not what everyone wants to hear, but trust me. Well, a lot of you guys are probably thinking now, well, how do I make sure that I build a strong foundation in clinical research? How do I make sure that I can become a CRA in a timely manner while still getting the education I need? Well, there's a few ways to go about this. I'd say one way is to become a clinical trial assistant or a project coordinator or something along those lines, an entry-level position. Do that for 6 months to a year just to get your foot in the door. Then move up to an in-house CRA. And an in-house CRA basically does exactly what a CRA does, but just remotely. They do it over the phone. And that will get you used to all the monitoring. It gets you used to monitoring. It'll get you used to writing reports. It'll get you used to talking to PIs and study coordinators and study nurses. It'll get you used to doing everything that a CRA does, but a CRA is just going to do that in person, where you're going to be doing that in-house. Number two, things seem to be moving towards the remote monitoring anyway. So maybe there will be less demand for CRAs and more increase in demand for in-house personnel. So it might be good to set yourself up for that, having experience doing the in-house remote work to begin with. So that's a double-sided pro there as well. And then after you've worked as an in-house CRA for 6 months to a year, you can then apply either at your company or elsewhere to become a field CRA, which is the CRA that everyone knows and loves and wants to be. And so that way you would have built your career from the bottom up and got all the knowledge along the way you would have gotten, and you would be able to be the best CRA you can be. So once again, be patient with the CRA process. It's not as long as you think it is. A year and a half to 2 years goes by really quickly, especially when you're learning something new every day. And just take the time, build that strong foundation, and you'll be a CRA in no time. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with all of your friends in the clinical research industry and those that are looking to get into the clinical research industry. Also subscribe, hit that red subscribe button down below. That helps us out so much. And please like the video, that really helps us out. You can email us at eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com. The link is in the description for that, and we'll do our best to respond. We definitely will respond to all your comments, and we'll do our best to respond on email as well. Hit us up for anything, whether you want us to review your resume, talk strategy with you, maybe even introduce you to some of our friends in the clinical research space as well. Talk to you guys later.